It's fire time, as you can see there. It doesn't feel that cold. Mind you, my bedroom's a lot colder than that, so I've gone into, and it's sunny as well. But I know it won't be feeling warm for a while. Now, one of the nice things about having a fire is you can use it as a shredder for personal documents, but you get the added benefit of this shredder is also it's giving you heat. So just got a bit of old rubbish, stick it in there, let it burn, and then we'll get some kindling on. Then once that kindling gets going, I'll go and get some logs from outside, stick them on there, and then get the coals on. But in the meantime, let's just watch that burn. Now, last night I was looking at some SATA cables, and they're the ones used for powering devices inside a computer. Now, I can, and I have been, powering everything with a very small power supply, a SFX one, if that makes any sense. And originally it came from a mini ITX case, and so rather than spending upwards of £100 on a decent power supply for my case, I thought, well, I've already got a decent power supply and I'm not using it for anything else. Why not just buy a bracket for £9 and then fit it inside the case? And it works. The disadvantage being that as it is designed for a small computer, the cables inside it are short. Now, it's not the end of the world. All I have plugged in is the motherboard and two SSDs. So there's no moving parts, well, apart from fans, but they don't count. So I'm not worried about there being any errors writing to the SSDs. And even if they are, it's okay. It's only my bedroom computer as it's turned into, so it's not as if it's got anything that's vitally sensitive on it. But anyway, looking at these cables here, and they cost anywhere from about £4 to £6 online. You can spend more if you want fancy ones. And for whatever reason, can I open that? Yeah, it does open. So as you can see there, it plugs in and it gives you two connectors. So I may only need one of these, and that will give me an extra 15 centimeters of length, which will be just enough to connect the what do you call that? That'll be just enough length so that I can finally extend the SSDs into the 3.5-inch drive bays, and then I can use a what do you call it? 3.5 to 2.5 adapter, or I did see it. It's a nasty piece of cheap plastic. Yes, here we go. Right, I can use this thing, which is it's a 5.25 inches. So there's a 5.25 inch, and as you can see, you've got a slot there where you can put a 3.5 inch hard drive on there. And then using the 3.5 to 2.5 adapter, I can then mount two SSDs quite easily into there. Now, the other alternative is I use a bespoke piece of hardware which has got better mounting brackets, but it's not necessary. It's okay if it's janky, because again, there's no vibrations caused by it, and it's lovely. This is the case I'm using. It dates back to 2004. The QC mark on it, mind you, is from 2005, so that's when it was left the factory, and which is ancient. I mean, that's almost 20 years old now, that case, and it's so old, it has a firewire cable in it. which is Apple always likes using the other standards. Don't really take off. I think FireWire, by and large, was superseded by USB 2, and now with USB-C and power delivery over USB, that does the other bit of it. Because the nice thing with FireWire was it provided a lot of power. Unfortunately, I think that was bi-directional, so you could have power coming from a peripheral device, but then the power would sometimes fry motherboards, sometimes fry devices, and eventually people just stopped using it and they opted for USB, because even though USB 1 was slower, it wasn't going to fry things. And then, of course, USB 2 took over. And then Apple thought, oh, you know what? We had such a good run with FireWire. Let's try this Thunderbolt port, which hasn't really taken off. I mean, I think it's more prosumer goods. But anyway, look, there's a fire, eh? So this video is pretty much done. I'm going to go and get some logs. I'm going to have a look and see what Thunderbolt's being used for. Last I heard, it's kind of like, it does a lot that DisplayPort does. So you can send sound, video, Ethernet and data over it, but it's got some other advantages which I don't understand. And it wasn't Apple that came up with it, it was Intel. But it's not really taken off in the same way. It's probably something that's more features more on laptops, and I don't bother with laptops. Anyway, fire, heat. See, it's already gone up 3 degrees, 3/10 of a degree. It's good stuff. Bye.